Hello and best wishes all dear students. Hope you are all doing great. Dear students, I am very much happy to start our videos lesson. So I am requesting all of you to follow all the lessons sequentially, and also if you face any kind of problems, questions, confusions, feel free to share all those things through WhatsApp group or through the comment sections. Besides that, I am waiting for your valuable suggestions, criticisms, or anything that you have regarding our lessons. Feel free to share that anytime with me, so please do not hesitate to share all the things that you have in your mind with me freely anytime, and I will bring changes regarding to your suggestions and your ideas. Furthermore, dear students, be attentive that I'm giving you different assignments, projects and homeworks in all these videos. You should try your best to do all the assignments on time and submit them on the due date. So thanks again, and let's start our lesson. Now let's come to Middle Ages, which is all about feudalism. So feudalism, the Middle Ages witnessed the dominance of feudalism. It means this period was dominated by feudalism. What's feudalism? Actually feudalism is a social and economic system which revolved around, or we can say which is all about the exchange of land for military services and loyalty. In this kind of system, government or the kings gave land in the exchange of military services or loyalty to the government. Government did not give cash or other things to the people, but government was giving lands to the people in order to help the government, in order to support the government, in order to do military services for the government. Government was giving lands to the people in exchange of the services they provided to the government. Feudalism organized society into a hierarchical structure with kings, lords, knights and peasants, each occupying a specific role. It means this system, or we can say feudalism system, it organized it structured, it categorized the society people into different groups. For example, in the first rank there were kings. Secondly, there were lords, elder people or famous people of the society. And after that there were knights, people who were helping in military side. And also after that there were peasants or farmers who were working in the farms or lands, so they were coming under them. Each of these groups had different and specific roles in the society. Feudal hierarchy. The feudal system was characterized by a hierarchical structure. As we mentioned before, that feudal system or feudalism divided the people or the people of the society into different groups. For example, there were high ranking people, there were middle ranking, and there were lower ranking people who had different roles, different functions, jobs in the society. At the top was the king. As we mentioned, there were king in the first rank, in the higher rank, and after that there were lords or elder of the society. So kings, they were granted land and titles to nobles or famous people such as dukes, counts and barons in exchange for military services and loyalty. So kings were giving different titles in different lands to the people of society, or to the noble people. Noble people, those who are famous in the society, highly respected people in the society. So kings were giving lands and titles to them. Which kind of titles were given to them? Like dukes, counts and barons. So these are different titles which were given to the noble people by the king. The nobles in turn granted land to knights and vassals who provided military support and other services. It means in turn, when nobles were given different titles and land by the king, so noble in its own turn given lands to the knights and Vessel mean citizens are society people, normal people who live, public people in the society. So nobles were giving lands to these kind of people. And these people, they were provided military services, military support to the government. Another thing is a manor system or system of the property. Which kind of property system was existing in the Middle Ages? The manor system was a key feature of medieval society. Actually, in this period, or we can say in the medieval ages, the main system of manor was existed. So what is manor? Manors were specific fields or specific lands which were owned by large or noble people of the society. So these kind of independent lands or estates were existed, and they were owned by large and noble people of the society. Peasants, or we can say farmers, which kind of situation did they have? They were known as serfs. Actually, their other name was serfs. Worked the land and owed labor and tribute to the lord in exchange for protection and access to resources. Peasants were working in the lands of the lords or noble people. So they were owing labor and tributes to the landlord in exchange for protection or access to the resources. So for example, when the landlord, or we can say the noble people, were giving lands to the peasants, or they were giving resources, protection to the peasants, so peasants were owed labor and tributes to them in exchange. Another thing is the church influence. The Catholic Church held significant power and influence during the Middle Ages. In this age, or we can say in the medieval age, Catholic Church was much influencer in the society, and it had a very significant and powerful role in the society, also in the people mind. Catholic Church served as a unifying force, or we can say it was a combining force for the people. It was providing spiritual guidance and serving as the primary institution for education, charity, and culture preservation. So it was working for all kind of guidance, and it was serving as a primary institute, as a primary place of guidance, as a primary place of education, and also they have taken guidance regarding charity and cultural preservation and all these things. So we can say Catholic Church was the main institution place for the people of the society who were referring in different situations in order to take guidance and instruction from. Another thing is chivalry in knighthood. The ideal of chivalry, which emphasized virtues such as honor, bravery, and loyalty, played a prominent role during the medieval period. In fact, bravery or knighthood, fighting, chivalry, it was a highly respected thing in the society. It was emphasizing the virtues of honor, bravery, loyalty, and they were mainly focusing on all these things, the principles, the rules, and the ideals of all these things. Knights, or we can say the warrior class, the fighter class, the fighter category of the society, they were expected to uphold chivalric ideals and serve their lords faithfully. It means knights or fighters or the army people, they were expected to uphold chivalric ideals, means they were brave people, they were considering bravery principles, and they were serving faithfully to their lord. Another important thing is monarchy in feudal. It means a kingdom in old-fashioned, or we can say old-style hierarchy. Monarchs held varying degrees of authority across Europe during the Middle Ages. Monarch, or we can say the kings of the society, they had different authorities, different responsibilities, and different works they had during the Middle Ages in Europe. While kings were the highest ranking individuals, they often relied on the support and loyalty of the nobility. Kings were the highest and in the first rank of the category they were usually relied on the support and loyalty of superiority. Also, kings were granted land and titles, as we mentioned in our previous slide, that they were granted titles, lands. So we can say that kings were given different titles, lands, and other property to the people of the society, or to the people of who were working for military, and they were busy with political commitments and they were serving in the military. So they were giving titles and lands to this kind of people of the society. Towns and trades. Situation of towns and trades in this time are in medieval periods. Over time, urban centers began to emerge, leading to the growth of towns and cities. So in this time, urban centers, or we can say centers of cities, towns, they were emerged, and it has given a growth to the towns, into the cities, and also to the businesses, trades, dealings, and all these things in the Middle Ages, because towns, cities, and urban centers were enlarged and they were emerged in that time, and people were working for these kind of centers. This expansion gave rise to a merchant class and increased economic activity, challenging the dominance of the feudal system and contributing to the development of a new social order. It means this expansion of the towns, of the trades, of the urban centers, it supported merchant group or the businessmen, and also it decreased the dominance of feudal system, because every person was independent and they could work for the society without any limitations. So we can say that the feudal system was decreased in its power. The rise or the expansion of towns led to the emergence of a new social class known as burghers or bourgeoisie, who were merchants and craftsmen. So when these centers were expanded and also businesses were started, a new type, a new category of people were emerged. Their names were burghers and bourgeoisie, or wealthy people. They were merchants and also they were craftsmen. Another thing in this age is medieval guilds. Guilds were organizations who regulated and protected the interest of skilled artisans and craftsmen. It means they were like banks in nowadays. They were keeping property, money, and other things of the people, and they were regulating, managing, and they were protecting interest of the artists and craftsmen of that time. Also, they set standards for quality, controlled prices, and provided support to their members. Like in nowadays, central banks control everything, prices, currency exchanging, and all these things. So they were also hard, and they were also published specific standards, specific principles, rules, in order to control quality, in order to control prices, and also to support their members. So they have published different kind of rules. Another thing is crusades. Crusades were a series of military campaigns initiated by the Catholic Church with the goal of recapturing the Holy Land from Muslim control. So this kind of campaign, or this kind of system, which was under the name of crusades, they tried in order to recapture the land of Muslims, and it was campaign under the authority of Catholic Church. The crusade had profound effects on Europe. This group of people, this category, had a very profound and deep effect in all the Europe. They were leading to increased trade, cultural exchanging, and spread of ideas and technology. So their vision was increasing trade, business, cultural exchanges among different countries, and also to spread ideas, and also to expand and enlarge technology in usage of it. Another thing is rise of nation states. Different states were raised and they were emerged, they were developed to Towards the later parts of the Middle Ages, the power of monarchs gradually increased. So step by step, gradually, power or strengthness of monarchs were increased, and it was leading to the formation of centralized nation states. Monarchs asserted their authority over nobles, consolidated territories, and developed administrative and legal system. Actually, monarchs tried their best in order to empower or in order to increase authority over noble people of the society, and also they combined different lands and they developed administrative and legal system in their time. So thank you so much, dear student, for being with us till now. It is enough for today. Hope you will follow all the lessons sequentially. If you face any kind of questions or any kind of problems, please feel free to share those with the WhatsApp group or through the comment section. Have a good time for today. Thank you.